to go for a base race now. They're pretty well set, considering he has a level what 7? Yeah, level 7 Tauren Chieftain. That's really gonna be useful for taking down those buildings very quickly in conjunction with that Tinker. But Death and Decay being used to take down these towers. Really smart choice there, and it looks like this Lich gonna take a lot of damage, but obviously can just be healed up very quickly by this Death Knight, who is actually pretty low on mana now. I'm not sure if the Undead team even have any statues left. I don't believe they do, and so they're in a much more dangerous position in terms of how they can use their coils. They can't be as judicious with them, and they really have to be. They really just have to make sure they're doing something with it. Oh, meanwhile, the connection being built here, but immediately being scouted by this one goal. Very nice there. And I wonder. I'm not sure if he's scouted, if he's realised that it's been scouted out or not. And you think he would cancel it pretty promptly, or maybe he's gonna go and try and kill that ghoul. But even then, there's not too much he can do. He finally cancels it there, and if the Tauren Chieftain back? Yes, he is back, and so we might be seeing. He does actually have a boots as well, so he has super fast movement speed, and he might just go in, use a shockwave, then get out of there, and he will actually, as long as he's careful about avoiding the armies and always having enough mana, and maybe if he bought a staff interpretation as well, he could do a whole lot of damage, and I think his he should be off his reincarnation should be off cooldown fairly soon. Oh, actually, there's one statue left, and so that's certainly gonna do a whole lot now for this team, and it does still have 400 mana left, so it can do a whole lot of healing, and it's around all the heroes, so it should just be getting back mana at this point. That would be really nice, and it looks like actually there's one Tinker is coming in here, going to try and take out more buildings. They're just, if they can take down all these buildings, then they want it, but it's such an effort for them to try and do that, and it looks like this Tauren Chieftain just going to be scouting out what's going on. But at this point, really, I don't think you can even afford to be scouting. You just have to go for it, and if they do have other buildings, then you've lost it anyway. So I think that's basically their only choice at this point. I do think a staff interpretation would be actually more useful than a boots at this point. But maybe if your opponents went into sort of massive base defense mode, you'd be screwed, although you'd be screwed either way then. And so it looks like actually the Black Citadel, you'll be focused down really quickly. Still a scroll of teleportal. Maybe if you pass staff interpretation, that'd be really nice. And it looks like this team's going to be revealed fairly soon, just because neither player has a town hall or has a Black Citadel or anything. And it looks like this Tauren being forced to run away, and this Tinker's meanwhile could be able to absolutely trash the space. Will he be able to take it down in time? But there's a lot of focus going on here, and it's really going to come down to what this Tauren Chieftain can do, if he can heal up and get back into this. And meanwhile, another call going off here. Obviously, he shouldn't be too worried, because I think his reincarnation should be off cooldown, and the Tinker using a staff to get out here, and this is when the Moonwalls become absolutely amazing. It'd be so nice if he had 425 max mana on those Moonwalls, but it's not too much of a problem, I guess, and he can just heal up, and he needs to get back into this battle as soon as possible. He should probably start scattering his buildings so his opponents can't base race him. He is putting up a Tree of Life himself, so maybe we'll be seeing some sort of or maybe we'll be seeing some sort of economy advantage, but I just can't imagine that that's really going to win in the game, because it's just going to take him so long to build anything, and at that point all he's going to be able to build is Dryads, which are just totally useless basically against so many fiends. And you can see this one army camping their base. Very smart play here, absolutely critical that he does that. And this one Tauren Chieftain, even if he had an invisibility potion at this point, I think it'd be quite nice. Scouting out the Undead army was there, trying to run back, but immediately realizing he's been scouted, and this Tauren Chieftain in a lot of trouble now. Really needs to get out here as soon as possible, and should just basically, if he uses Shockwave now, that'd be quite nice just on those ghouls. Yes, there he goes there, taking them down to very low health, and meanwhile, distraction going on, so that this one Tinker can get into this battle. Pocket Factory does so much damage to buildings, but at the same time, looks like this one crypt will go down, and he will just have to use staff to get out of here. Might even be better to just use the TP at this point. Yes, he uses his TP, just worried about all the focus that could come in, and this Tauren Chieftain being forced to run out of here, but this expansion is now up. Unfortunately, it's out of range of the gold mine, though. Needs to uproot it and move it about 2 squares up. It's a bit of a shame there, and really just, it's so important for them to defend these last 5 buildings. Obviously these 3 could very quickly be taken out by 2 shockwaves basically, and a couple hits, especially from the Robo Goblins. Just so much damage coming out from him, and it looks like a massive force being left to defend. Only a couple heroes moving out. Level 8 Death Knight and level 7 Lich, nothing to sneeze at. And if they maybe went for Death and Decay, and that could be their, they could do some damage there at least. And look at this Tauren Chieftain now being focused down. Every time he tries to get close, he just gets pushed back. And it'd be really nice actually if maybe like one Wisp or something was brought in, just so we could see a staff TP being used by the Tinker. And look at this Tauren Chieftain taking a lot of damage and being chased down by these heroes. Meanwhile, Cornova goes off, takes down that Torrent Chieftain. I really don't think he's going to be back in this battle for the rest of the game, and this mine finally going up now. And I'm not actually sure if the undead team know about that mine. You think they'd be a bit more proactive about it, but at the same time they do have a lot of defense to do. Maybe if they send a couple of destroyers there or something that will just do a bit of damage, just cause a bit of alarm, but wouldn't really be too much of a loss to the base defenses. And it looks like a ghoul is being used to scout out. That's a really smart move there. Although actually at the same time, if there is another expansion up, they've basically lost the game. So is there really any point to scouting when sort of the results are irrelevant? And this Tinker getting back here yet again, and he does use the Staff Interpretation to get out of here. Actually, with Death and Decay being used to take down that Tinker a bit quicker. I'm not sure. Death and Decay, I think, does affect a magic immune Tinker. I'm not 100% about it. I'm pretty sure that's true. I'm trying to think now. I'm a bit stumped. I think it probably does, but I'm not. It's one of those things where it's such a rare situation that no one's ever bothered to test it out. It's one of those sort of Warcraft mysteries, like if you are playing with a handicap and someone uses a Banshee on your units, does it keep that handicap? It's one of those things where sort of everyone thinks yes or no, and then sort of then questions himself immediately. And it looks like actually this one Tinker in a lot of trouble now. He's basically the last hope for the Orc Elf team, and he doesn't actually have too much work to do. You can just get in here and put down the Pocket Factory, and he could basically take care of things. But it looks like this massive undead army coming in to greet him. He does have a Staff Interpretation. Will he use it? He uses it in one pot. Will he use the Staff Interpretation, or will he, using Pocket Rockets now? Very nice usage of it. But at the same time, it's just not going to get him out of anything. And I think that Staff Interpretation must be on cooldown or something, because he hasn't used it yet, and he does go down. And this expansion is now up with Death and Decay being used by the Sledge. I think we might be seeing the end of this game now. Such a long game, so many hero kills, so back and forth. Really, really nice play here by the Double Undead team. It's not easy to play as Double Undead. So many ultimates being used, and there's the GG. Really, even replay of the week. Such a fun game there, and a really very enjoyable game. Very, very strong play by both players, by both teams even. Obviously a couple suspicious moves, but these guys aren't pro players. They're more just sort of having a bit of fun. It actually looks like it was some sort of clan match. I'm not entirely sure where the source of this was, or maybe it's a fun match. It looks like clan ENS is represented in both teams. So I really hope you enjoy that. I'll bring another, probably more normal replay, probably with Fu, based on his recent play performance, to you very, very soon. I'm very excited. WCG is so close now, and we're definitely seeing some absolutely fantastic replays from that. So I very much hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thank you, folks.